Welcome to the Monday Inspiration and Motivation Podcast. I'm Lamina Davis, and I am so glad you're joining me for a fresh start to your week. Today, we are continuing our special series, A Deeper Dive into SMART Goals. This is week 3, where we are looking at the letter A for Achievable. If you've ever felt defeated by goals that felt too big for your real life, today's episode is for you. Let's dive into how we can grow at a pace that honors our peace. One thing I've learned on this journey is that motivation comes and goes, but achievable goals are what actually keep me moving forward. Last week, we took a deeper dive into SMART goals, making measurable goals, where we discussed how clarity and tracking give your dreams a structure. But measurement only works if the goal itself is realistic for the season you're in. This week, as we focus on the A, achievable goals, I had to take an honest look at my own life and rhythms. Because it's one thing to teach it and another thing to live it. How I discovered the power of achievable. I didn't always set goals this way. For a long time, my goal-setting process was less of a roadmap and more of a wish list fueled by caffeine and comparison. I remember sitting down at the start of a new month with a fresh notebook and a lot of big energy. I would write things like, grow my business, get organized, be more consistent. On paper, they looked inspiring, but by Tuesday of the first week, I was already paralyzed. Because grow my business didn't tell me what to do when I sat down at my desk at 8 a.m. Get organized just made me look at the pile of papers on my desk and feel defeated before I even started. My vague goals were actually traps. Since they had no finish line and no clear starting point, I ended up doing busy work instead of meaningful work. I was running at 100 miles per hour, but staying in the same place. I was burnt out, and my big goals were just sitting there, judging me from the page. The shift. Honoring my season. The turning point came when I realized that my goals were fighting my life. I was trying to set hustle culture goals in a season that required grace and pace. I had to stop asking, what is the biggest thing I can imagine? And start asking, what is the most meaningful thing I can actually finish? I traded the all or nothing mindset for little by little momentum. To help keep these thoughts organized without the pressure of a digital screen, I started using my very simple, undated monthly planner. It provides the physical space to write down achievable goals that fit my actual capacity rather than my idealized expectations. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Robert Collier. What achievable goals look like in my real life? Now, I look at my calendar, my energy levels, and my family's needs before I write down a goal. I set goals that match my actual capacity. From revamp the website to update 2 pages this week. From post every day to batch content on Monday for the whole week. From study every night to focused 20-minute study blocks. From grow the business to prepare for my next market little by little. These small shifts help me stay consistent without burning out. Steady, realistic, and aligned with the life I'm actually living. Achievable doesn't mean easy, it means sustainable. Some people think achievable means playing small. I don't see it that way at all. Achievable goals are the guardrails that allow me to stay present with my family, protect my peace, and show up creatively. Instead of saying, I need to do everything right now, I've learned to ask, what is one meaningful step I can take today? Small progress still counts. Quiet consistency still matters. Slow growth is still growth. Tools that support achievable goals. When I needed a way to track my goals without the hustle culture pressure, I created resources designed with this exact grace in mind. My very simple, undated monthly planner. It's clean, flexible, and designed for intentional living, perfect for mapping out achievable goals at your own pace. The 5-Day SMART Goals Challenge. If you want support turning your intentions into action, this challenge walks you through the framework with clarity and grace. You can find the links to these tools in the description or comments below. A short prayer for this season. Lord, thank you for reminding us that growth does not have to be rushed to be meaningful. Help us set goals that stretch us without breaking us. Give us wisdom to know when to push forward and when to rest. Teach us to trust the process and stay faithful in the small steps. Amen. Final thoughts. You don't have to do everything at once to be making progress. Give yourself permission to move at a pace that supports your peace. Choose achievable goals that fit your life, not someone else's highlight reel. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What is one meaningful step you can take today? Leaving a comment helps us stay faithful in the small steps together. As you go about your day, take care, be well, trust your journey, and remember to live everyday life very simple. See you next Monday.